Well, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Sure.
So tell us who you are, what you do, and yeah, we'll start with there.
Sure. My name is Kelley Bernal, and I work in the insurance industry. I'm an executive VP in commercial catastrophe insurance. So, earthquake, hurricane, those kind of big losses that we see in our world. And I'm a mother of a teenage son. I live in Los Angeles, and my work is actually in San Diego. So, I spend a lot of time traveling down there and also traveling. Domestically and internationally for work.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And what made you decide to work with NLW and kind of like how did you go to decide on an NLW?
Yeah. Well, I was watching it from afar for a while, probably for a good year. It just felt like something that was really cool for someone else, but I didn't really see myself kind of doing it for me. And then things sort of started shifting in my life. I lost 50 pounds, which was
Mm.
a big deal. I felt so much better about myself, but I was still sort of wearing the clothes that I had always worn. And I wasn't motivated to really change that because I worked remotely. I was able to look good from here up, and it didn't really
Yes.
matter if my pants fit or if I was wearing socks, it didn't matter. So I was able to kind of float through that. But then professionally, things changed. I accepted a new position that, like I said, was in San Diego, and it was hybrid. So I would be in the office 3 days a week. And I knew right away that I had to change my wardrobe. First, like find clothes that fit were important. Also, the position sort of was a step up in my career, and I knew I was going to spend more time in boardrooms and traveling, and I needed to present myself professionally as well as the company. And one thing I deal with, which is sort of a blessing and a curse, is that I look a lot younger. I look a lot younger than I am, and so sometimes that's difficult for me in professional settings to be respected. I mean, that sounds awful, but it really is something that a
Mm-hmm.
lot of women deal with. And
Mm-hmm.
so I wanted my clothes to sort of elevate not only how I looked outwardly, but my confidence and sort of take that voice out of my head. And I knew that my clothes, while obviously doesn't necessarily define my confidence, it definitely enhances it. So I decided at that point to contact NLW, and I haven't looked back. It's been awesome to be able to just um, embrace kind of my new life and figure out how my clothes can reflect that.
Mm. Did you try anything before NLW? Did you do
Oh
any
yeah.
research? I'm curious.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time on Instagram, probably more than I should. And so I follow a lot of influencers, and I was always just waiting for the deals, waiting for the sales. They would show something that looked really nice on them that was on sale. And I said, well, what's $40 like or $30? I'm just gonna order it from Amazon, or I'm just gonna order it and see how it fits. And 9 times out of 10, I mean, my body was very different than their body, or even like my skin tone or my hair or whatever it was. It looked different in the garment that they had on than what I had on, let
Mm.
alone the quality of the garment wasn't what I now know to be good versus bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that a lot. I also, um, I kind of latched onto one retailer that every time I go, I find a couple things that got me through.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I needed anything, I would go to that store and I would find something. And it was always sort of an emergency, like, oh, I have a big meeting next week, or I have a client event. I need to find something. So I just go there and pick something and make it through. So that's kind of how I ended up with a bunch of random stuff in my closet that was good enough. Like I had one good dress, that I could put on last minute, but I didn't have like a curated closet of things that I could mix and match.
Mm, yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, and honestly, I mean, we did the closet edit together, we did the shopping and you had some good pieces, but a lot of them were like not really to create outfits. And
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing that really stuck out to me was how large my clothes was. And I think obviously some of that has to do with the weight loss, but I did my own sort of clean out of my closet after I lost weight. So I got rid of things that were obviously too big.
Mm.
But when you and I went through my closet, a lot of the stuff that I thought, oh, these are basics. Oh, she'll let me keep them. I would I would put them on and you were just like, oh my God, that's huge on you. And I was, a lot of this is psychological and like how you see your body versus what your body actually is, which you see objectively because
Mhm.
we had just met.
Right.
So there were a lot of things I would put on. You're like, that's way too big. Where in my head, I was my brain hadn't caught up with my body yet. Like I was still dressing an older version of me.
Mm.
I couldn't wrap my head around how I would ever be a size small in anything. I'm like, a size small. I haven't been a size small since seventh grade. But the thing
Right.
is, size small is different for different designers,
Right.
right?
True.
So
So
as we
we
saw,
know
I
that.
put on a size small. I was like, oh, that's too small. You got to go up, right? So
Yeah.
I think we just have these like preconceived notions of what size we are and what we need to wear. Um, but spending the time to actually like look at every single item and figure out if it fits or not and if it's right for your body is just like
Mhm.
very, very important.
Hmm. Yeah, and also you can give yourself justice, like for all the hard work you did. You will, I mean, things fit you, but didn't mean that they were like highlighting the best parts or like just really
Yeah,
highlighting your new you. And also, like I feel like, and I can say this, I'm a mom as well, and sometimes like we get caught up in so many other things, our priority, or we don't put ourselves first. And I think, and if I can say this, and of course you tell me if I'm wrong, but like I love the fact that it was something that you really did for yourself. And I also feel like it really was putting yourself really, really highlighting and also celebrating. I mean, your accomplishment as in life and in work and everything. And
yeah.
I feel like this was just like a big journey for you and love to hear from you. Of course, I don't want to put it in your mouth, but I feel like I know we talked about it a lot. And I love that it was something that it was really, I feel like it was a really big journey, for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've always been one to sort of celebrate other people or celebrate my family as a whole and make investments in a vacation for us or, my son's education or
Right.
he needs a tutor. So it doesn't matter how much that is. Like we need to pay for that or sports, all these things cost money. And it wouldn't, I wouldn't really think twice about that. But when I looked at this service, I think that's why it took me so long. I was like, oh gosh, I have all these other things, all these other people I need to take care of. That seems frivolous. Like I'm fine just going to the local store. Um, but I think when I originally decided to do it, it scared me at first because it didn't feel right to me to be spending that money on myself and buying the clothes that now I know make such a big difference and that I deserve and that fit me well. Um, but it's hard at the beginning to just
Mhm.
give yourself that gift and not put others first as a mother, as a caretaker, like all those things. And
Mhm.
you sort of live as like, well, I would live as, gosh, what other emergency could come up that I need, I'm spending money on clothes when, my mom may need something or whatever it is. It's very difficult to um, give yourself that freedom
Mhm.
to love yourself in this way that just seems so outwardly,
Mhm.
um, I don't know, seems very surface, even though it's not, because it really affects your own confidence as
Right.
well.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, I love to being able to be part of this journey and, for trusting me through it because it was special. It was really special to see kind of like the transformation. Like, and even we started with the first, because we did a few rounds, right? And so with the first round, I know it was like, it feels big and, we also tried to go a certain way. And then by towards the end, it was like, well, I actually need a few, because of the also you're traveling so much. It's like I actually need a few more things. And so I
Yeah.
think you also gave your permission. You really saw the other side of it. It's like, okay, I actually need a few more things. That's
Yeah.
and I love that it took some times and it definitely needs it's part of the journey. But like I definitely seen how like that was it took time to read like one step at a time, right? And I feel like
Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
And it also, this is kind of different, but with the holidays coming up and stuff, it's made me rethink kind of the things I gift too.
Mm,
Like I usually buy my mom a sweater or whatever for Christmas. And I'm now that I've like experienced this wonderful clothes, I think I know a couple of times we were putting stuff on. I'm like, gosh, this reminds me of my mom so much. And my
Mm,
mom has a great sense of style, but I just think like I really want to buy her one of these pieces for Christmas because I
mm.
know she would love it and it would make her feel good instead of just going online and filtering by, person you're buying for age and just picking something. Like
Yeah,
now
yeah,
it makes me want to share it with other people as
yeah.
well.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Well, we kind of already talked about it, but like, what are some of the things that maybe kind of like stood out, or like you weren't expecting? It was different, what was the surprises and other.
Yeah. I think one surprise was I expected like a massive transformation as far as like my style. And I think it didn't change my style. It brought it out
Mhm.
in an elevated way. For example, as you and I were going through the different garments, and it was awesome. Like you had me try some things I never would have picked off the rack,
Yes.
which I kept and I love. There's also things like I've always loved knits. Knits has always made me feel like myself.
Hmm.
And I ended up with a lot of knits at the end, but they were a brand I had never heard of before. It really fit my body well. You helped me find knits that um, were different than what I had worn before, but were still very much me.
Hmm.
So I think that was different. I expected to come out, I don't know, a different person, but I'm still very much me. It's just
Mhm.
in, an elevated sense. Um, I think also uh, picking garments that are comfortable, but that still look really nice was a surprise. Like I always felt, pants have always been difficult for me because I'm sort of larger on the bottom, but smaller on top. So it's difficult for me to find pants that have a smaller waist, but also fit the rest of my body. And a lot of times I would end up, with the pants with the button on the inside and you sit down and it's digging into you. And like, that's just uncomfortable. And you just feel like, I can't wait to get home and get out of these pants. Like that's how it feels, And
Mhm.
so when you and I worked together to find pants, and that was probably maybe the hardest thing for us to find, were
Pants are
kind of,
always one of the hardest.
yeah, I know. But now I
Yeah.
feel like I don't feel that way. If anything, the work pants that I have are the most comfortable pants I own,
Mm.
more comfortable than denim and anything else I could wear. And I don't have that annoying button. And so that was that was a shift for me. For me, it was to look presentable, I have to be uncomfortable.
Mm.
That's not the case at all. If anything, I'm a lot more comfortable when I wear my newer clothes
Mhm.
than any of kind of what I used to wear before.
I love that. Yeah, and we have long days. We have to commute. You have to travel. Like, there's so many other things. We want to be, I mean, of course, we want to look good, but we also want to feel good because, yeah, the
Yeah.
whole day with something nagging or bunching or hitting, it's just
Yeah. And I always wanted to be one of those women that look put together getting on the airplane.
like,
But I was like, I don't want to be uncomfortable. Like I'm just going to wear my joggers or whatever. But you put together some outfits that are actually really comfortable on airplanes. And I catch myself like, when I'm leaving the hotel room, I got my bag and I'm like in my airplane outfit. I'm like, oh, I'm going to take a picture. I look cute.
I love it.
I
I
never
love it.
would have done that before. I'm just like, oh, whatever. It's just the airplane. So you've given me
Yeah.
so many different things to wear throughout my day that I can wear on an airplane. I can get off. I can go to a meeting straight from the plane if I need to, or just look put together because I deserve to be that way.
Yes, absolutely. You are, yeah, yeah, exactly. I love that. Love you too much. Anything else you feel if, I mean, you kind of shared so much, so thank you for that. But anything else you feel like kind of changed since, or, now that we are at the end, we finished, technically we went through the journey, right? So it's like, anything else that you feel like changed?
Um, I think it takes time to like it takes time to to find the right clothes, to have them tailored, which a lot of times you need to do, right? Find the
Mhm.
right tailor, get them tailored, have them fit your body. But it's so worth it. Like the confidence, the comfort. Um, there's clothes out there that fit your body. It's just a matter of finding them,
Mhm.
and probably just not going to find it walking into, a store. You might, but it's going to need to be tailored and all those things. And
Right.
it's so helpful to have somebody like you to say, here's a garment. It's almost there. go to the tailor and have them do these 3 things. And like, you tell me exactly what to tell them
Mhm.
instead of me walking in and just saying, this doesn't fit. Can you make it fit? Right. So I think
Right.
you really gave me the tools to do that. And now I'm very confident with being able to do that for myself going forward, finding other clothes that I may need, which I don't need anything for a while, but being able to find, the brands that fit me. I'm more patient now, I should say.
Mm,
I'm patient because I know it's
yeah,
important in the process.
right. And no more panic shopping.
No more panic shopping. No,
That's
no. That's awful. I got rid of so much of that stuff. And the thing is, like, I thought I looked great, and I see pictures now. I'm like, ooh, that was not, I mean, I probably looked fine, but I think it's a different, when you experience really good quality clothes,
yeah.
it's life changing from that standpoint.
Yeah, and you sent me some beautiful photos, so thank you for that. They make me so, so happy. And I know you got some compliments too. So again, also that makes me really happy. But
Yeah.
I know it's really about you feeling, the best version of yourself, like the elevated version of yourself. And that to me is such a beautiful gift that you were, able to do for yourself. And I know this is like also a long-term process, and also it's something that, again, because of the tools, you're gonna be shopping so much differently. You're gonna be, again, your standards are higher, and you can go, having the ability to go to a tailor and know what to tell them, and also knowing that some garments will be perfect, they just need a little adjustment. It's just mentally, like some people, if you're not comfortable or you don't know it, you're not gonna do that. And so,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, so I love that. Well, thank you again so, so, so much for sharing it. Thank you for making me believe, trusting me in the process. And also it was lovely to catch up, and all the
Thank you
amazing
for all you
things.
did for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll talk real soon.
Okay. Sounds
Big
good. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Bye
Bye.
bye.